Hello friends, and welcome back to Wake Up with Nat. I'm your host, Natalie Kelly, and today we are doing a little life catch-up. We are going to yap. You and I, we're going to sit here, we're going to yap, we're going to talk about the highs, the lows, what's going on, what am I loving lately, and answering your questions they all asked on the podcast page, as well as my Instagram. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Literally my Instagram. So I hope y'all are cozy. For me, go get a fun bev. I simply have my water because I need to drink more. No fun bev for me. I honestly wish I made tea, but alas, I will survive. First things first, I did just go and get my hair done, and I love it. It's always so nerve-wracking, like going to a new hair lady, not just for the hair, but also like, are we gonna get along with our yapping? Or also this thing, and I feel like my queer besties are gonna get it, but meeting new people, like in different contexts and like having to come out again, just in the sense, it's not like I walked in there and I was like, I'm gay, but we're yapping. She's talking about her husband. She's like, oh, where do you live? Are you single? And I'm like, oh no, I have a partner, her, she, whatever. And honestly, I was like more nervous than I realized about that because you just never know. And if you have seen I shared it on TikTok and a reel, and I've talked about it before, of like, I was getting my nails done once and the woman asked if I had a boyfriend. I was like, no, I have a girlfriend. And literally no one spoke to me for the rest of my appointment. The whole thing. No one in the salon. The salon went silent. And it's like awkward. I'm like getting my nails done and can't just leave. So I was like, oh my God, what if it gets weird? And I had to sit there for 4 hours getting my hair done. But she was awesome. She was rad. We had so much fun yapping and I love it. I just needed a little refresh, needed to feel blonde again. And I wanted to have like a hair lady here in Folsom where I moved from Sac. It's only like 30 minutes from the city, but tell me why it feels like I'm going on a road trip every time I go into the city. I'm like, how can I stack all the things I need to do in the city onto one day? Because it feels like such a hike. So I really wanted to have a hair lady here. Love that I established my hair lady before my new doctor or like dentist here, but it's okay. It's okay, like baby steps, one step at a time. But let's dive in. I'm like, where do I want to start? I did indeed make a little outline because otherwise, y'all know I could literally talk to you for 5 hours. You and I could sit here for 5 hours and talk. Sorry, not me checking my phone. Let's see. I want to start these little catch-up episodes. There we go. I'm like at a loss for words here. These catch-up episodes talking about some things I'm loving lately. So let's get into it. Number 1, Siggy's dairy-free yogurt. So good. Such great protein. The thing with plant-based yogurts, I am not plant-based. I just simply like can't have dairy. They like never have protein in them. And Siggy's does, which I need, especially now that I'm like ramping up my running and just moving my body more in general. I feel like I'm really getting back into lifting and all the things. I'm really focusing on fueling my body. I know protein is not the only important thing. Of course, we need to be getting nutrients, carbs, healthy fats. All the macro and micronutrients are important, but I myself know that I don't get enough protein, so I've really been focusing on that. So 1, loving that yogurt. It's kind of a random one to start off with, but I did eat it right before this, so it's like top of mind, very top of mind for me right now. The other one, Throne of Glass. Y'all know, if you follow me elsewhere, you know I've been trekking along in that series. So good. I'm nearing the end of the tandem read, so what are the names of the 2 books I'm even reading right now? I've been lugging these bricks around and I don't even remember the name. Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, of course. I just visited my best friend in Boston and her 3-month-old baby actually surprised her. Her boyfriend flew me out and it was so special getting to surprise her, meet the baby, and just spend some days in baby bliss and helping her out postpartum. I feel like that's one of the hardest things about having long distance friends is like you just can't show up for them in the way that you want all the time. Like me and my friend Allie, the one that lives in Boston, literally voice message every single day. And it's like so nice because we feel so connected even though we're across the country from each other. But like I want to be able to help her with cooking and cleaning and the baby all the time, not just when I go visit. But it was so much fun. Where did I get on this topic? Oh, I was not going to bring the tandem read on the trip because that felt insane to bring 2 like 1,000 page books. Are they that long? Are they like 900 pages? Wait, that feels crazy. I don't know. They're long though. And I was like, there's no way I'm bringing both of these books in my backpack on an airplane. But I did, which I'm so grateful because I needed to just like check out on those flights. I got so much of the books read because I read like mostly the flights home I read the entire time. If you notice a difference in lighting, it's because the ring light stopped working. and we're just gonna roll with it because I simply can't be bothered. Alas, I was running through the Orlando airport crying, sobbing because I was gonna miss my flight. I did, and it was not my fault. Flights got changed, flights got delayed, they printed me the wrong boarding pass. It was quite the journey, and my overstimulated ass could not take it, and that's okay. Everyone was really nice that I sobbed to in the airport. That is when I regret bringing the books, when I was sprinting in the hot ass, muggy ass Orlando airport. They're so good. So I'm definitely loving that. I'm hoping I can maybe get some reading time in the sun today and make some more progress. We're so close to being done. What else am I loving? I am loving coffee again, y'all. I went through my matcha phase and I just need to get back into it. When I got sick in February for like 3.5 weeks, I got the ick from both coffee and matcha, and the matcha ick has kind of stayed. I'm really back on my coffee. But I haven't really been having coffee in the morning. I've been making this like healthy hot chocolate. That's what I'm loving lately. My healthy hot chocolate. I use some raw cacao, maple syrup, vanilla extract, almond milk, plus some hot water so it's like not too thick, vital proteins, and I have been adding in some other supplements to help with like running and lifting too, like amino acids and some creatine, and froth it up. It's so good. I've been absolutely loving that. But then usually like after my workout, I do want like a little cup of coffee, or if I've been going out for coffee or like working at a coffee shop, I have been loving an iced oat milk latte again with a little bit of honey, a little bit of cinnamon. So good. So I've definitely been loving that. And what else? Shows. Me and Kate right now are watching the $1 Million Secret reality. I've only ever watched like reality dating shows, and this is like a reality like game show where they have to like figure out who the millionaire is. I don't know, it's really fun. And we've also been loving Love on the Spectrum. So cute. And just spending time with Kate. That's what I'm loving lately. Honestly, every day when she gets home from work, it's like, it is party time. Like, what shall we do? Are we going to the park? Are we going on a walk? Are we playing with the dog? Are we just vibing? Am I talking your ear off? Yeah, always. That is actually never an option for her. She's always getting her ear talked off. So those are some things I'm loving lately. And let's just get into a general catch up, kind of like a highs and lows situation, and just like a general what I've been up to. Like I said, I was just on a trip on the East Coast to visit my friend, and it was so special. And I feel like since then I've just been so reflective on long distance friendships. Most of my closest friends are long distance, and just got news that another friend is moving, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Thankfully, I'm a pro at long distance friendships. Truly, if you are wondering how to maintain, I'm like, should I do a whole episode on how to maintain long distance friends? My number one tip, voice message. Like literally voice message all the time. Just give each other like the updates. It's like the number one way to stay connected and not always have to align your schedules for phone calls or FaceTimes. Those are also obviously great, but sometimes it's just nice to like give someone a little update. But I've just been really reflective on that, and like my in-person community, and how I can feel like more connected to that, and also how I can just like pour into my long distance friends more. So I've had the last like week and a day, I guess, to transition back. It honestly like took me a while and really needed to give myself grace for that. And I was talking yesterday in therapy about, I feel like I have this like angel and devil on my shoulder where it's like, I absolutely know to give myself grace. I know to, be patient with myself, gentle with myself, like all these things that I've learned in my many, many years on my journey of like self-discovery and self-development and learning and growing and rock bottoms and blooming from them and all of the things. But there's still this little devil on my shoulder that likes to be mean to me. That really, really does. And I feel like transitioning back from the trip, there's been some also like just family health discussions and things that have been daunting and scary, obviously. And I know, like in my intellectual, personal, developized, therapized version of myself, that version of me knows, like, give yourself grace. Lots going on. Also, so much going on in the world. Like, even if I'm not thinking about it every single second, it's impacting us. So give yourself grace as well. There's just a lot, right? And I know to give myself grace. I've said that 500 times already in this episode. I know that it's okay if I'm not feeling 1000% motivated all the time, even in general. Even if I wasn't like going through some stuff, or, my family wasn't, or the world didn't feel like it does. It's still okay to just slow down and give yourself grace and all of the things, because these things over here, they're scary, they're uncontrollable, or like not in my, immediate control. So the little devil on my shoulder likes to nitpick myself because that feels in my control. It is based in fear, honestly, because the things in the world, the things, families going through, whatever, are not in my control, of course, because we do not actually control life. We don't control the world, unfortunately. Because that feels scary and intimidating, this little devil on my shoulder likes to find ways to nitpick myself because that feels in my control. It's like, if I can nitpick and find things wrong with me, we can control that and that growth and that journey. And I feel like that has definitely been a theme in my life. And the devil on my shoulder used to find control like in my late teens and early 20s through like food and just getting really deep into my past eating disorder and being really addictive to exercise. And that's how I would find control. And I don't really talk about that a ton because it feels so far ago, like so long. That is a different, absolute different version of myself, like insane. And I'm proud of myself in these moments where I'm like, the little devil on my shoulder, she's there. We all have her sometimes. Never tries to find control in those ways anymore, which is beautiful and a blessing. Like, honestly, that past version of myself, quick little offshoot, she would be amazed at the relationship I'm able to have now with running and fitness and food and fueling my body and like loving fueling my body and feeling strong and all the things. So anyways, all that to say, devil on my shoulder has been finding or trying to find control by nitpicking like my work ethic or my work in general and telling me that I don't work hard enough, I don't do enough, my content's not good enough. Basically just like not letting anything I do be enough. And I was talking about it in therapy yesterday and I was like, I am over that. Like I'm literally so over that. And I am seeing what I'm doing. Like I'm seeing this pattern of when things feel out of control elsewhere in my life, I try to find control by like being not nice to myself because I feel like I can at least then control this journey. Like if I'm not nice to myself, it'll push me to like be better or try harder. And in moments like this, I do not need to try harder. I need to be kinder to myself, gentler, relax more. And so that's kind of the journey I've been on the last like couple weeks. I like got way more into that than I thought. And yesterday I got home after my day in the city, my trek into the city, which ended with therapy. And I came home and I was like, Kate, I will not be overthinking tonight. I will not be being mean to myself tonight. I will not be, I was like, tonight I am a calm, grounded queen. And she was like, that's amazing. I love that. So yay for self-awareness and getting back on track with just fueling myself with nice things to say to myself. And I will also say, and then this is like a little transition into an update on like running and all of that. I'm just so grateful for running. And running truly is like, it's just so crazy that I took years off from like actually really running other than like a random run here and there just for exercise. I want to do a whole podcast episode on like my running journey and marathon training and all of that. But running like saved me. Freshman year of college, went through a lot. Running saved my life. It was also that double-edged sword because at the time I was also struggling with an eating disorder. So it was like saved me mentally and also fueled other things poorly. And ultimately though, running was also then the reason that I committed to recovery from my eating disorder because I was like, running means so much to me that like I'm not willing to keep ruining my health and risk never being able to run again and like not being strong enough to run. So running kind of saved my life again. And running has just been there on so many parts of my journey and has always been such a beautiful way for me to release anxiety and feel confident and strong. And that was the first time I felt that in a sport. Like I grew up dancing and dance is so physically demanding. I believe it's a sport. I did competitive dance, but it's also like this mind fuck also because you're working so hard physically, but then you also have to like look a certain way and like stage makeup and like costumes and talk of ballet body and all these things. So I like never grew up knowing the power of like athletics and sports in the sense of like it's truly about how strong you are, how fast you are. Like it's not about how you look. So I feel like that's where running is so cool to pour into because it's like truly about how strong I am and mental resilience and physical resilience. And it's just like, it's so cool. I love running. I feel like I have so many people that'll be like, oh, I try to run, but I hate it. And I'm like, if you hate running, do not run. That is torture. That's like me with cycling, like cycle classes. Y'all are strong people. I cannot stand a cycle class. Like that's the one form of physical fitness that I'm like, I literally will not ever force myself to do it because I just don't like it. unless it's like a friend teaching or something and I want to support them. But alas, running, so freaking grateful I got back into it a few months ago. It's so crazy to think that was only a few months ago, and now I literally signed up for my second marathon. It's been 9 years since my first one. But I got back into it quite literally because obviously during the election, post-election, I was like, I can't go punch people. That's actually not, socially acceptable. So I guess I have to find a different way to channel my anger, and that was through running. One day I was like, fuck it, I'm going to put on these shoes, just go for a run. And I was like, wait, did that feel good? And then we went to go see one of Kate's friends run the California International Marathon, and I was like, unfortunately, or fortunately, definitely fortunately now, the running journey is starting again. And now that I'm back in it, every time I go on a run, I'm like, even the runs that feel hard, I'm so grateful. 1, to be able to run. 2, that I have it as an outlet. And like every time I'm on a run, I'm just like, this is like my this is my most authentic self right now. Like I just feel so me when I run. I genuinely go to bed excited when I know I have a run the next day. And I just love it. And it's been feeling so good. Marathon training isn't actually going to start until sometime this summer. I really need to figure that out because I am committing to not running on my period. I know my training plan will be a bit more extended because I'll be taking that week off from running. I'll still like lift and do yoga and like a lot of recovery and walking and stuff. But right now I'm doing a like training plan for a half marathon, quote unquote, as if I'm running a half marathon in June, even though I'm not. I just want to like get to that good baseline before marathon running starts. Just, feel confident in that, feel really strong. And I just started using the Runna app, which I've seen so much about. I feel like anyone I follow that posts about running uses this app for training, and I'm using it right now, especially to like kind of suss it out for marathon training. Y'all, so freaking helpful. You get to put in like your goals, how many days a week you can commit to running, lifting, everything. Oh, it's so helpful to just hand over my training to someone else, aka an app, and it tells me what days to run, how far to run, how fast to run, if it's like a speed work run, a interval training run, a long run, and then it also plans out your lifts for you, and it's been life-changing, so amazing. Any other time I've trained for half marathons or my last marathon, I actually have never done like speed work or interval training or anything other than just like running. Like I just like run the different miles each week and do the long run on the weekends. So I'm really excited to see how that plays a role and like impacts my, experience. And I think it'll be really cool to focus on some of these other elements. And I don't know, I'm just feeling so good about it. And it feels really good to have running to like commit to right now. I don't know. I love, and I don't know if it's like my ADHD or what, but like for me, I feel so good and so like, I just feel so good when I like have a schedule in general. So like also having my like running schedule written out and just like knowing I get to do that every day, it like really helps my brain. Also really helps my ADHD, helps my anxiety, and I'm just feeling really excited about it. And no matter like how fast I run the marathon at the end of this year, it's not till December, and it's like on my brain every day. Like I get so excited about it. Unfortunately, I cannot be casual about anything in my life, especially running. So I'm already excited for it, and I do not have specific goals right now on time or anything. I'm just really seeing how like training goes, and I'm just gonna feel so grateful to get to run it and cross that finish line. And yeah, running's been feeling really good. Along with that, I started wearing my Ultra Human ring. That's like a little update. They sent me one, which is incredible. I'm literally so grateful. And so far, I'm loving it. I think this is my 3rd day wearing it, 4th day. I don't really know. Been super nice to track my runs on it. And it's just been interesting to see the data. And I feel like it does really reflect what I feel in my body. That's kind of like my biggest thing with it is I like that it's not a watch and I have to be intentional about like opening an app to see any of the data. And can also just like not look if I don't want to. But really trying to focus on like feel how I'm feeling first, because I still want to just really be tuned in to my body. But it is really interesting because it like tells you if you didn't have great sleep, like why, like was your body temperature too high? Were you like clearly stressed during your sleep and with like your heart rate and all of that. So that's been pretty cool. I feel like fitness trackers are not necessary, but it is interesting to get data about your body. And I feel like it's like gamified sleep for me, and it's like really motivating me to like go to bed earlier. I feel like I go through phases where I'm like really good about going to bed early, and then I go through phases where I like revolt and I just want to read until like 10:45, and my body cannot do that. I'm a grandma. I need to be like shutting my eyes at 9 p.m. So those are my running updates. What other updates do I have to catch y'all up on? Also, I'll open the questions while we chat about it. I don't think there are any other, oh my god, yes there is, Natalie, what are we saying? The other exciting update is the garden. I planted vegetables and I can't wait. I planted carrot seeds like quite a few weeks ago. Like right after I was sick. So probably end of February, right? Maybe early March. And they started sprouting, which I'm so excited about. And then this past weekend, first we realized we have a peach tree. Literally amazing. I feel like I might have low-key said this in the last podcast episode. But anyways, the update still continues. Peach tree, amazing. I planted snap peas. What am I saying? Cucumber, zucchini, tomatoes, and strawberries. So, very excited for that, and I cannot wait. I really hope they like do well. We also planted some like wildflowers in these pots, but I do not know if those are gonna like do anything. But I'm so excited to be able to like go and pick stuff. We also have thyme growing in our garden. It was like already there, like the one random plant still in the raised beds. The soil in the raised beds was questionable, so we like added new soil. So that's also where I'm like not quite sure. But like the big pots that I put the carrots in was all new soil, and same with the tomatoes. So I feel like at least those will do well. Also my reminder that I should go water those. But those are my little updates for y'all, my little chats. I'm headed to my parents this weekend with Kate. We're going for the whole week. Kate has spring break as a teacher, and I have not been home since August because my parents came down here for Christmas. So I'm like, holy moly, if you know, and you have followed me on other platforms for a long time, or not even that long, but you know my parents live in a magical, magical place called Whidbey Island in Washington, and I can't wait to be home, spend time with them, see my grandma, go to my favorite small town coffee shop. I'm so excited. Put my toes in the earth, toes in the beach. But let's chat about your questions. I'm going to start with this one about running because we were just talking about running. Someone asked, can you share your running essentials, things you need, love, things for safety, etc. The thing about running is you don't need a lot. Like if you have a pair of shoes that are good, work for your body, and legs that are privileged enough to run, like you can run. You don't need fancy gear at all. I feel like there's such a rise of like running influencers, and they always have like a different matching, set. They have a whole separate closet for like running clothes, and they have like all the gear and all the thing, and it's like you really do not need that. For me, my essentials, why did I just say that's so weird for me? My essentials, I am currently wearing the Hoka Clifton 9s. I went to Fleet Feet here, is that what it's called? Fleet Feet to get my feet like fitted, which I would really suggest. They like, if you go to a running shoe store, they'll like watch how you walk, and they'll like, I don't know, they like scanned my feet so they can figure out the best kind of shoe for you. Such a game changer, but those are the shoes I'm loving. I will say I got a cheap running vest on Amazon when I first started running again a few months ago because I just like wasn't sure. I'm like, is this gonna stick? But I did want something to like put my phone in and like all that. And obviously running stuck, but the vest is like not very comfortable, honestly, now that I'm getting into like a bit longer distances. So I'm eyeing some other ones. What is the name of the brand I've been looking at? It is expensive. It's like $100, which I'm just like, oh, dude. Running stuff is expensive. That's why it's like you really don't need that much. Oh, it's Salomon. Salomon? Salomon. Women's running vest with water flask. So that's what I'm looking at. I used to use like a running belt, but I just like don't sensory-wise like the feeling of that. So I'm going with a vest again. For safety, pepper spray and like the birdie alarms. I hook the alarm onto my vest and then I hold my pepper spray, especially if I'm on like a trail of some sort that feels like a little less trafficked, so I feel like a little sketchy. So that's what I do for safety. For glasses, okay, these are the ones I have. I got these running sunglasses. If you've seen my videos where I'm running, I do feel silly wearing them. I do feel like I look like a douche when I wear them, but they're so good. They're so lightweight. They work so well, but they're the Tifosi Vogel SL sunglasses, crystal clear pink from REI. If you literally Google REI pink running sunglasses, they should be the first ones that pop up. And they were like $40. They weren't that crazy, but I would say that's a staple. and I did just get some new running shorts from Old Navy. Y'all are sleeping on Old Navy. Here's my thing. Running, working out, two of my favorite things in the entire world. Like, I feel like fitness is just like a big pillar in my life. You won't catch me spending hundreds and hundreds on workout clothes. I just like can't be bothered. I do think for the marathon, I want to treat myself to like a little Free People Movement outfit or something, but like, I do not need that for now. But I just stocked up on some running shorts from Old Navy because I have one pair of running shorts and it's getting warmer. So I was wearing leggings to run and I'm like, I can't really do that anymore. It's like time for running short season and I could not find any I liked that were not like $100 each. I'm like, y'all, I'm running a lot. I need a lot of running shorts. And Old Navy was having a sale, so tried on their running shorts in store before I ordered. So good. I actually looked this up before and I wrote it down because I'm like, what are they called? Because I want to say. They're the Stretch Tech mid-rise 3-inch running shorts. They're amazing. They just fit so perfectly. I feel like they're the perfect length. They are lower waist. Like it says mid-rise, but I feel like they're almost like lower waisted. But honestly, I find that comfortable, so it's like not rubbing on my stomach when I run. And those are probably my main essentials. I guess for fuel, I'm still really figuring out what works for me pre-run. I'm kind of experimenting. I obviously like to get a balance of protein and carbs before, but with my ulcerative colitis, my stomach can't handle a ton before I run. So I've just been experimenting a bit with that. I definitely always make sure to have some Vital Proteins collagen before in like whatever drink, usually tea or coffee before I run, along with like eating something like a rice cake with jelly and egg whites or something like that. But Vital Proteins, and I really found too, I just, no matter how much I stretch, warm up, cool down with lifting or running, I get so sore, and I always have, and I'll like stay super sore, even if I'm like not upping my weights a ton or whatever. But ever since really, really implementing, again, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a scientist, okay? So take everything I say with a grain of salt. For me, I am finding that I'm recovering easier, and I've been implementing Vital Proteins every day, very consistently, and also creatine. When I told Kate, I was like, I got this creatine. She's like, you don't need to take creatine. That's for like Olympic lifters. No, you guys, no. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a scientist, if you will. But I have found since starting to take the brand I'm using, I'll link it down below, but it's like the Beam unflavored creatine. There's no other ingredients in it. And I've also been putting that in my coffee a little bit before and after my runs and my workouts. I've been recovering so much faster, but those are obviously not like essentials. And then for energy gels, I've been doing the Martin. It's like Maurten. I'm also going to link all of this below. They're running gels because it's such simple ingredients. It's not sticky, and I find my stomach can handle it better. And that's kind of the whole thing, is like to help endurance athletes like not get gastrointestinal struggles trying to like digest stuff when they're running. So that's what I would say for running. And then also like apps wise, I use Strava to like track my runs, the Run app to plan them. That's what I would say. Yay. I love your style. Tell us about how you found it and places you like to shop. Thank you. First of all, that is so sweet. I wouldn't even say like, I love fashion. Like I'm not like out here creating crazy outfits, but I love putting clothes on. Like I love clothes. I do love putting little outfits together. I would say my style exploration was crazy. I feel like honestly my coming out journey was like in tandem with it, because when I first came out, I've talked about this, I felt this need to dress like quote unquote more gay. I feel like before I came out, I was like experimenting with my style more, getting a little funkier, like just going out on a limb a little bit. Came out as gay, started dressing super not authentic to myself because I thought I had to be valid my sexuality. And then when I started realizing like, no, I do feel more authentic when I'm dressing more femme, dressing more girly, I just kind of focused on energetically, like when I put on an outfit, when do I feel the best and most comfortable, like in my skin, and also like physically comfortable, because I get such bad sensory issues from clothing. Like I don't really want to feel the clothes on my body, hence why I wear these flowy white pants all the time with just like a simple top. But I feel like thrifting also really helped me like explore my style, because I wasn't like spending a ton of money trying to explore my style and like being wasteful. I'm like, oh wait, only actually wore that a couple of times, that's not really me. So I would say thrifting like really helped with that. And just like noticing on Pinterest, like when I would see outfits, like what made me go like, oh my god, that's so fun, that's so cute, and like sparked joy, if you will, instead of just following like trends. Shopping wise, I do still love to thrift, but I am a big Old Navy and Abercrombie girl. Like if I had to only shop at two places forever, it would be those two. Again, Old Navy is slept on. Great prices, great quality, great sales. Their stuff is great. I can't speak to like their jeans or anything. I've never really worn their pants, but like their linen pants, their workout clothes, their sweaters, they have such good basics too. Like their button downs, great. Tank tops, great. Like so good. Abercrombie, iconic for everything, especially their denim, but literally everything. I also really like City Beach, Australia. That's where this top is from. I work with them pretty often on socials. Love their stuff. They have like really fun, like also like beachy stuff. A lot of my like fun flowy pants are from there. What else do I love? I love Free People. I've thrifted like a lot of my Free People though. Oh my gosh, the app Curtsy, it's like a thrifting app. So it's like Poshmark, but I think it's so much easier to sift through. Has so much like Free People, Abercrombie, Aritzia, all the things. I've basically gotten all of my Free People on there for like a fourth of the price, and half the time it's like new with tags. It's crazy. So love that as well. That's what I would say for that. This is an easy one. What's your favorite color? It is pink. Pink is my favorite color, and also a butter yellow. That is like a newer one, and I'm obsessed. I'm like obsessed. But also like a light blue. Like a baby powder blue and a like little butter yellow. Oh, so good, especially wearing yellow. But pink, also like ride or die, pink gal. Your tips for loneliness post-breakup, feeling unproductive. Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing is not trying to force yourself out of it sooner than your body and nervous system is ready. I think it's so easy to be like, okay, you gotta like have that like post-breakup glow up and like move through it quickly. And even when I'm just like in a funk, right? If you're in a funk in the day, I feel like it's so easy to be like, all right, what can I do to get out of this funk? And sometimes you just have to sit in it and like be like, this is the season I'm in. Sucks. I'm gonna sit in it for a minute and process it, because I feel like when we try to move through it too fast is when we don't actually process, don't like actually sit with our thoughts and our emotions and how we're feeling and how we actually want to move through it. Also, especially like post breakup and the loneliness, is surround yourself with friends, but also really work on that relationship with yourself. Like I feel like it is so easy after a breakup to also go into that distraction mode, and as much as of course like surround yourself with friends, I think that's a great way to help combat that like post breakup loneliness, but also seeing it as an opportunity to really dive into your relationship with yourself is so beautiful. Like as uncomfortable as it may feel, like take yourself out on dates, like have your perfect solo date. Like what would that look like? For me, wake up early, like go on a run, get on a cute outfit, go get coffee, maybe some like avocado toast out, then probably go thrifting, go to like a bookstore, go walk on a beautiful trail somewhere, do a craft perhaps, like read, take a bath, whatever. Like think like, what is my ideal day? Even if then in your head you're like, oh, it'd be great if that person could be there. No, you're doing it alone, baby girl. What is your ideal solo day? And like do that for yourself, pour into yourself, spend time with yourself. And I feel like that also really helps with then being stronger in your foundation of like who you are, what you want, and your worthiness, and knowing that you're enough and what you deserve. So one day when you are ready for another relationship, you're like so strong in that. So that's what I would say. Also really good books. I feel like really good books are so helpful after a breakup. Also, on your note of feeling unproductive, that's super valid and super okay. We're not machines, we're not robots. When things happen in life that are heartbreaking and you're dealing with grief, super normal that you're not going to be productive, that you don't want to try your hardest and do your best. That's fine. Do the bare minimum. Ask yourself, what is the bare minimum I can do today and still like keep my job if you have a job, or like keep my grades fine if you're in school? What is the bare minimum I have to do today? And then like, how can I pour into myself outside of any sort of responsibilities? And like, just be okay. Sit in the unproductiveness, sit in the laziness, binge watch a silly show, go on the longest walk ever and listen to your hype up playlist. Like, I don't know. It is so okay to be unproductive in a traditional sense, especially when you're going through it, because healing is like the most productive thing that you can do. Someone asked, how do you deal with internalized homophobia? That is a great question. And I will also say, listen to my full like coming out, questioning your sexuality podcast episode. I'm 90% sure I talk about that in there. But I feel like the first step to dealing with it is asking yourself where those thoughts about queerness came from. Was it church? Like, did you grow up religious, family, friends? just society, a teacher you had once? Like, where has that narrative come from, so you can start to dismantle it and like recreate your own narrative around it. And I think too, like surrounding yourself with queer people, queer media, getting into queer spaces, events, you know, going to drag shows and concerts of queer artists, or just listening to queer music, reading queer books, watching queer movies, you know, connecting with people online who are talking about coming out or whatnot. That is so helpful in recognizing the beauty and the joy within the queer community. And I feel like then you start to realize, like, if I can look at this person's journey and see it as beautiful, like, why can I not do that for myself? But I think definitely like asking yourself where those initial thoughts and feelings around your sexuality came from, because a lot of the time it's from people's voices around us. Someone asked, can you talk about your hormonal issues you have had and how to balance them? Again, I am not a doctor. I am not a hormone specialist at all. I will link some awesome resources down below. I simply had hormone issues because, like I mentioned earlier, I had an eating disorder for many years, my late teens, early 20s, and it messed with my hormones because I was under fueling and over exercising, which is why I'm so big on fueling my body now, especially when I am running long distances. Because I also am like so proud of my body for my hormones being so balanced and having a regular cycle now, and have had one for many, many years. But yeah, my hormonal issue was really caused by under fueling, and so balancing it was eating enough, gaining weight. And I do take, you probably see it in a lot of my videos, an herbal tincture called Soothe from a brand, Peace Love Hormones. And it is, I think, like a mixture of like 10 healing herbs, and it helps naturally balance hormones, prevent PMS, prevent cramps, things like that. And so I've taken that every day for so long, and I feel like that also just like really helps my body stay in a good groove. But definitely, you know, talking to a hormone specialist, getting testing done, because I am no doctor, that is for sure. Let's see next. Okay, someone asked, where's the best place you've traveled to? Costa Rica. Santa Teresa, Costa Rica. I went last year with the same friend that just had the baby. She actually told me in Costa Rica, it was like a 24-hour travel day. We get there, she whips out a pregnancy test. I lost my shit. I was like, what's happening? Was a life-changing trip. I think it is the most gorgeous country. The culture is so beautiful. The food is so good. And my nervous system was the chillest it's ever been. I just think the way people live their life there is so beautiful. Like, people wake up with the sun and go to bed with the sun. Like, I, the first morning, went to the beach at like 5:30 in the morning with my coffee, thinking I'd be the only one. No, everyone's up, surfing, watching sunrise, running, journaling, meditating, and everyone like goes to bed hella early. All year round there, it basically gets dark around like 5:45 p.m. So people just like go in early for the night, and I feel like that schedule was just so great. And I just felt so free when I was on that trip, like barefoot 90% of the time, just wearing my swimsuit and like a big t-shirt, no makeup, having my feet in the earth and my body in the ocean every day. I rode a horse on the beach in the pouring rain. Incredible. I surfed for the first time, changed my literal life. Every day I wish I could go surfing. Every day I think about if I lived by the beach, I actually would super want to take up surfing, like seriously, and like be a surfer. I fear I would get hyper fixated on it, and that's okay. But yeah, that trip, like, I think about it every day. Like, I go on Zillow, not Zillow, what am I saying? I'm like trying to buy a house there. Go on Airbnb far too often to look at places to rent, because I'm like, I need to go back. I need to bring Kate. I'm like, Kate, you need to feel the magic. It is like a portal. I don't even know. I was like a changed woman when I came back. It's where I got my little shell tattoo. The way I'm showing you this right now. And this one right here that says it's freeze the ocean. God, I miss it. Y'all just made me get nostalgic. Someone said, what are you enjoying most in life right now? That's a cute question. I feel like all the things. I'm like Siggy's plant-based yogurt. I'm just kidding. Sponsored by Siggy's. Just kidding. Running, time with Kate, cozy, like chill evenings. Like, we'll go on a walk with the dog. We'll like have a little Olipop. We'll cook dinner. I like actually look forward to it every single day. Like, I feel so grateful for our little life. I'm also just really enjoying being out in the sun, going on walks, finding new little spots by the lake, finding new trails. Really, really enjoying, again, reading, of course. Those are some of the main things. Wearing more colors. That's something I'm really enjoying. It's like wearing more colors. I feel like it's like that's such a fun little boost to wear some fun colors. I'm also really enjoying like coloring, doing crafty things. I haven't been doing enough, but I have really been enjoying that. How did you meet your girlfriend? You should go watch / listen. Whoa. You should go watch / listen to the podcast I just did with her, because we go in depth about it. It's a cute little story, so I'm not going to answer it again here. Being comfy with being a femme, lesbian, and feeling gay enough. I'm like plugging another podcast episode now. Go listen to my coming out journey, questioning your sexuality episode, because I talk about that in there. Okay, how did you go about being diagnosed with ADHD, and how do you feel after your diagnosis? Oh my gosh, that was a huge thing I wanted to update y'all on. I'm going on 1 week of being on Ritalin, ADHD medication. It took me months to get medication. It was insane. And it's been so helpful. Like, I think there should be zero shame ever about medication, especially for mental health, but literally for anything. I love holistic health. I love acupuncture, herbal medicine, supplements, movement, lifestyle changes, whatever, and fully realize and recognize that Western medicine still plays a big role, and Western and Eastern medicine can absolutely coexist. As someone who has a chronic illness who relied on medication in the past to literally survive, like, I will never feel ashamed about taking medication. I will never shame others. And I'm so grateful that like my autoimmune disease is very managed now through Chinese medicine and lifestyle. But my mental health does rely on some little pills. And that is literally so okay, because my brain chemistry is different, you know? And I think the big thing with ADHD is there's such this stigma of like, oh, well, if you're on medication, you just haven't tried enough, like the holistic stuff. And I'm like, that is so not true. And I have found now that I'm on this medication, I'm able to rely also more heavily on like my lifestyle practices, because I have the mental capacity and the emotional capacity to do so. And it's literally been so incredible for, yeah, of course, focus. But I think that's such like a misconception of ADHD, is that like, oh, it just makes you not focus well. So not true. It impacts like every part of my life. Decision-making, emotional resiliency, like my ability to show up for people in my life, socialization, like it makes everything hard. Like honestly, having ADHD makes everything hard. And it sucks to realize like, oh, other people don't feel that way. That's crazy. Also, taking this medication, I've realized that so much of my anxiety has stemmed from undiagnosed ADHD, because even just taking it, like my anxiety in the day has gotten so much better, which is such a blessing. And yeah, it's feeling really good. So I'm excited about it. I feel like there's this part of me that's like, oh, I don't want to get too hopeful. Like, what if it stops working? But then you go back to, find a plan B. But so far it's working. Getting diagnosed, I'll link it down below, but it's called Circle Medical. It's a telehealth like app, and they take insurance. And I got diagnosed so quickly through it. The lady, like the nurse I see through it, is so awesome, because I had tried to just go traditionally through like my primary care and the psychiatrist there, and it was such a negative experience, like so horrible. I feel like the psychiatrist literally took like every stigma there is around ADHD and just like threw it in my face. Oh God, I think it's so riled up, and it was so frustrating. So she basically told me, you can't have it, you got good grades, go buy a workbook on Amazon. And I was like, you think I haven't read every book and done every workbook, ma'am? You don't know me. So I went through Circle Medical. The gal on there was like, yeah, that's actually insane. She didn't diagnose you because you have raging ADHD. And I was like, no, I know. So that was great, because then she's been able to help. Obviously, with the medication, it's just been like pharmacies were tough. I felt super relieved after the diagnosis. Like, I have no shame about it. I felt so relieved because I knew, but because so much of my life I didn't know, I spent so much of my life just being like, okay, something is just wrong with me. I must suck. I must not just work hard enough. Like, this should feel easier. This shouldn't feel hard. Like, there was so much shame around the fact that, like, quote unquote normal adult things were hard for me. Like, checking the mail even, paying bills on time, like, remembering appointments, like, all these things. I had so much shame around it. So getting diagnosed, I feel like I was able to release some of the shame, because I'm like, oh, I have a name for it now. But I definitely still, like, I feel like that's the thing I really need to work on, is not to think, okay, I have this, but now I can still try to just function like a neurotypical person. So I'm actually going to do this, or just sign up for it. It starts in a few weeks. This like ADHD online program with a sweet internet friend who's also an ADHD coach, and they're queer, and so just feel super aligned. Their Instagram I'll also link down below, Authentically ADHD, and their program is called ADHD Liberation Lab, and it really goes, it's going to go into like releasing that shame and kind of just accepting your limitations and your differences and stuff like that. So I am really excited about that. I feel like I really need it. Let's see. Someone else asked, how did you choose your home, Sacramento, as a city? Interestingly, I feel like my soul did choose a long time ago, like far long ago. No, 2019, I visited Sacramento with an ex, a male ex. It was that era of my life, and his family's from here, and so we visited. And I was like, we came twice, and I was like, why do I love it here? Like, I texted my mom, literally a text, and I was like, I think I need to live here one day. And she was like, that's super insane. Like, what do you mean? You've been dating him for like 2 months. I was like, oh, not with him. I was like, one day I think I need to live here. And then I went on a run in the suburb I now live in, Folsom, and I posted literally on my Instagram story and was like, so crazy, like, that you, somewhere that you've never been can feel more like home. Super weird. I'm like, that's actually just still so crazy to think about. And I ended up moving here actually 2021, the end of it, because my ex-girlfriend got a job here. And it was between a job here and a job in San Francisco, and she ended up getting the job here. And I was like, well, I'm down because I actually love Sacramento. So it was kind of this crazy full circle moment, and our relationship did not work out. And then I met Kate here. So just crazy because I've seen posts and stuff where it's like, if you feel drawn to a city, it means there's like something there for you. And I'm like, no, I literally feel like I was drawn to this city 2019 because my soul knew that my actual soulmate lived here. I didn't know I was gay at the time or that she'd be a girl, but she was here just wandering around in the city. So crazy. So yeah, that's how I chose it. And who knows how long we'll be here. I mean, I don't think we'll be here forever. Summers are far too hot, but I love it for now. It's like such a great place for us for now. Those are the main questions. I know I did not answer all of them. I just could not get to it. And it is almost 5 p.m. and your girl has some things to do. So that was so fun though. I love episodes like this of just kind of getting to share little snippets into my life. And if there's one thing about me, I'm going to be yapping too much on the internet and sharing everything. And like something about me is that I can't hold back or be mysterious. Like there's never been a less mysterious person, I think, ever. And I just love sharing the ups and downs with y'all, because if like one person can hear one thing I said and feel like seen or heard, or like, oh my gosh, I feel the same way, or like whatever, then I've done my job. And I just feel so honored to be here and have this space to chat about my life and what's going on. And I want to do these just kind of like catch up episodes every 6 episodes or so, whenever I want to update y'all. Because I think they're fun way to stay connected, and it helps me not talk too much in the intro of other podcast episodes that are like about a topic. But yeah, so excited to connect with y'all as always. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and download on Spotify, Apple Music, or subscribe. What do you do on those? Download it, favorite it, save it. I don't know. You can also comment on Spotify, which is fun. Comment on YouTube. Let me know how you like these. And I'm also vlogging today for YouTube, so that's fun. The double life going on right now with the camera. But I'm gonna go now, chug some water because my allergies are killing me, and go run a few errands, and then hang out with Kate. So I will see y'all later. Thank you so much for being here, and I will chat with you in the next one.